I'm excited to share with you some insider information today that could present a huge opportunity for you. So let me set the table with some data. Right now, the real estate market is as slow as it's been in many years. The baseline sales in the United States, meaning where we're at equilibrium, which is like the bottom line, where people will buy and sell houses no matter where interest rates are at because they need to move, they need to relocate, the need is greater than the payment, is around 4 million units annually. That's on a national basis. And right now, we're actually below that. We're just under 4 million. So things are slow. There are fewer buyers. There are fewer sales out there, and people are hesitating to take action. But when that happens, if you've been sitting on the sideline, that's a huge opportunity. Let me explain why. With the current interest rates, which are in the sixes now, they're quietly going down, and you can get into the fives, by the way. In some cases, lower with buydowns. I have where you can get into the fours even with a fixed rate payment. I'll talk about that in a minute. But what's happening is that the potential number of buyers out there is actually, check this out, 9 million. So we have the potential at 9 million sales for this rate, and if rates go below 5.5, it's even higher than that. So what that means, there's like a huge amount of pent-up demand. There's all these people just sitting back waiting on the sidelines. And what's going to happen is, as the rates start to trend down, which they are trending down, there's like a psychological trigger. We know one of them is around 5.5% on the average rate, like you see out on the internet. That's going to trigger the news to start to talk about it and social media to start to talk about it. And there'll be all these buyers that rush into the marketplace. And when that happens, you'll be one of them if you've been thinking about buying a house, unless you act now. That huge rush of buyers means the incentives will be gone, prices will go up, it'll be more competitive because although we do have a lot of inventory right now, it'll be gobbled up fairly quickly, and it'll re-equalize, readjust things more in the power in the seller's hands. So in any given market, it's either a buyer's or a seller's market. A buyer's market means there's more buyers than there are sellers, or more sellers than there are buyers. And in a seller's market, it's the exact opposite. When there's a huge amount of buyers and few sellers, it's a seller's market. And that's what's going to happen. Right now, we're in one of the all-time best buyer's market that we've had in almost 2 decades. And so that's when you want to buy. So let me share this with you before we wrap up. Builders are quietly offering some of the biggest incentives they've ever had. I have some of my builder partners, and we have about 50% of the builders out there that we're a preferred lender, and we have special programs for those builders, including an 8-month no payment, I mentioned, including getting rates as low as, or like you can either get like a no payment for 6 months, let rates ride down, and refinance you later, or we can do rate buydowns, in most cases into the upper 4s right now, like 4.99. That's permanent rate fixed financing, fixed payment right now that you can get with some of these incentives. Also, for many of you, you need to go to a location where new construction is not available, so you have to go to the resale market. And those sellers are in the same boat. They're willing to give up 5 to 10%, most sellers, to move their houses. The people that are selling right now need to sell for a reason, because there's something they want to get done. So this is a unique opportunity. The window is probably between now and maybe in the spring sometime. Worst case, May is that window. But the sooner the better, because rates are starting to trend down. Give me a call. I'll build you a great mortgage plan. I can connect you with any of my builders. If you don't have a realtor, I have great realtors I can connect you with. We can go out and get you an amazing deal on a house right now, and then we can restructure your loan later on when rates get really low. So I hope you find this helpful. Hope you have a great day.